For 10 long years, a boy poured his dreams, his life, into a promise of wealth. But when the time came, all he got was a single, devastating word: thief. Long ago, in a quiet village in southwestern Nigeria, 15-year-old Kelechi carried his dreams in a small, worn satchel. He had grown up with his mother, Mama Ifeoma, a widow who had been thrown out by his father's family after his father passed away. Since then, she had struggled to provide for Kelechi and his younger siblings, working tirelessly from sunrise to sunset. Life was hard, and Kelechi longed for a future where he could lift his family from poverty and bring them comfort. One afternoon, while carrying firewood to the market, Chief Emeka, the wealthiest man in the village, approached him. Emeka's polished shoes, fine robes, and confident demeanor made him seem almost untouchable. Villagers often whispered about him. He was rich, influential, and lived in the city. But now he looked at Kelechi with genuine interest. "You have ambition in your eyes, boy," Emeka said warmly. "I can take you to the city, teach you my trade, and after 10 years of faithful service, you will be rewarded with wealth beyond your imagining. Land, a home, respect, you will have it all." Kelechi's heart raced. The thought of a new life thrilled him, but he hesitated. "I will serve you," he said carefully, "but I must first ask my mother's permission." Emeka nodded with understanding. "Very well. Bring her tomorrow, and we will speak." The next day, Kelechi led Mama Ifeoma to Emeka's home. She listened intently as Emeka explained his offer. Her eyes reflected both hope and worry for her children, remembering the hardship she had endured since being cast out by her husband's family. "My son," she said softly, placing a hand on Kelechi's shoulder, "if you go, be obedient, work hard, listen, and do the right thing. Never take what is not yours, and honor the trust placed in you. Wealth earned through deceit brings only sorrow. And remember, you are doing this for your siblings as much as for yourself." Emeka smiled and extended his hand. "Kelechi is free to come with me. Be diligent and faithful, and in 10 years you will receive what has been promised." Kelechi bowed deeply to his mother and then to Emeka, excitement and nervousness swirling in his chest. That night, he lay on his mat imagining towering city buildings, bustling markets, and a life where he could lift his family from hardship. He also remembered Mama Ifeoma's advice: work honestly, obey, and never let greed guide him. Little did Kelechi know, the path ahead would test his patience, loyalty, and integrity. For 10 years, he would learn the true weight of promises and the value of honesty, and discover that even those who seem honorable may hide trials along the way. The morning sun rose softly over the red earth as Kelechi hugged his mother one last time. "My son," Mama Ifeoma said, her voice trembling with love and fear, "remember the child of whom you are. Be respectful, work hard, and don't ever let greed guide you. Chief Emeka has promised to help you. Honor your word, and God will honor you." Chief Emeka, dressed in his fine lace and gold wristwatch, smiled confidently. "Don't worry, Madame Ifeoma. Your son will do well under me. In 10 years, I'll settle him like my own." The journey to the city was long and full of wonder. Kelechi watched in amazement as the landscape changed. Mud huts gave way to tall buildings, and dusty roads became wide streets, buzzing with cars and people. Everything seemed alive and fast.
When they arrived at Chief Emeka's compound, Kelechi was speechless. The mansion gleamed under the afternoon sun, its marble floors and shining cars speaking of a life he had never imagined. Behind the main house stood a smaller building, the boys' quarters, where Kelechi would stay. His room was small but clean, with a narrow bed and a single table. He knelt that night, thanking God for this chance and promising to make his mother proud. The next morning, Kelechi followed Chief Emeka to his shop in Balagan Market. The place was alive with energy, traders shouting prices, customers bargaining, and shop boys hurrying from one stall to another. Kelechi threw himself into work, eager to prove himself. He swept floors, arranged goods, and greeted customers with cheerful respect. Chief Emeka often praised him. "You're a smart boy. Keep this up, and one day you'll be your own master." Kelechi beamed with pride. To him, this was the start of his dream. But one afternoon, as he carried goods to another stall, a group of older shop boys called him over. "Hey, new boy, you're working for Chief Emeka, right?" Kelechi nodded. "Yes, he's a good man. He treats me well." The boys exchanged glances. Another one leaned closer and whispered, "That's what everyone says at first. But be careful, my brother. We've seen many boys like you, serving him for years, and when it's time for settlement, he'll find one story or another to chase you away." Kelechi frowned. "That can't be true. Chief is kind." They shrugged. "We've heard that before. Ask around. He never settles anyone. He'll tell you that you lost money, that you stole from him, or that you're not ready. Be wise." Kelechi forced a smile and walked away, refusing to believe them. "People just like to gossip," he told himself. "Chief has been good to me. I'll prove them wrong." That night in the boys' quarters, however, the words of those boys echoed in his mind. He couldn't shake them off. Still, he knelt by his bed and prayed. "God, if there's any truth in what they said, protect me. Let my honesty speak for me." Little did Kelechi know, those whispers were not just rumors. They were warnings of a storm quietly gathering around him.
The years rolled by like the tide, and Kelechi grew into a fine young man. He had learned the ways of the city, mastered the art of trade, and earned Chief Emeka's confidence. From sweeping the shop floors to managing the cash box, he had proven himself to be loyal and hardworking. Chief Emeka often boasted to his friends, "That boy Kelechi is my best worker, honest to the bone. If all boys were like him, business would be smooth." Indeed, Chief Emeka trusted him so much that he made Kelechi the manager over the other boys in the shop. Kelechi supervised sales, took daily records, and even handled supplies from wholesalers. The other boys respected him, and many envied his position. But despite his responsibilities, Kelechi never sent money home to his mother or siblings. Not because he didn't want to, but because he was afraid. He feared that if Chief Emeka noticed any money missing, even a little, he would accuse him of stealing. So for 10 long years, Kelechi worked, ate, and slept under Chief's roof, waiting for the day he would finally be settled. Sometimes, in the quiet of the boys' quarters, he would sit by the small window and whisper prayers into the night. "God, please bless Mama. Let her know I haven't forgotten her. My time will come." As the years passed, Kelechi became well known in the market. Customers called him Odogu Boy, the boy with discipline and respect. Yet rumors continued to float through the stalls and corners of Balagun Market. "Ah, Kelechi," one of the market boys said one afternoon, leaning on a stack of goods. "You've been with Chief Emeka for how many years now?" "Almost 10, Kelechi replied with a smile. The boy raised an eyebrow. 10? Then you'll soon see what we told you long ago. He never settles anyone. Ask around. Go and find out what happened to Chijioke, Ebuka, and Obina before you." Kelechi's smile faded. "Those are just stories. Chief is not like that with me." The boy sighed. "We've heard that before." That night, Kelechi could not sleep. The words echoed in his mind. He remembered all those years, all his sacrifices, and all the patience he had endured. Still, he brushed away his doubts. "Chief has been good to me," he told himself. "I'll keep working hard. My reward will come." But in the weeks that followed, the chief's tone began to change. Small things suddenly became big issues. If a customer complained, Chief blamed Kelechi. If a product went missing, Chief frowned suspiciously. One afternoon, Chief Emeka scolded him in front of everyone. "You think you know everything now, eh? Don't let pride destroy you. Remember, I made you what you are." Kelechi bowed his head. "I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean any disrespect." "Good," Chief said sharply. "You should remember your place." The trust that once felt warm began to turn cold. The same praise that lifted Kelechi now came with hidden edges. Yet through it all, Kelechi stayed humble. He still worked before sunrise and after sunset. He still treated Chief Emeka like a father. He believed that patience would win in the end. But fate was already turning its wheels. The closer Kelechi's 10 years of service drew to an end, the closer Chief Emeka's true nature began to reveal itself, and with it, the storm that would shake both their lives forever. By Kelechi's 10th year of service, his reputation in the market had grown even greater than that of the other apprentices. Customers trusted him completely. Many came to Chief Emeka's shop not because of the chief, but because of Kelechi's honesty, calm voice, and polite manners. Chief Emeka saw this and smiled on the outside, but something darker brewed within. The boy he once saw as a servant had become too respected, too loved, and perhaps in his eyes, too powerful. One morning, as the market was opening, Kelechi was balancing the sales record when Chief Emeka walked in with a frown. "Kelechi," he said sharply, "come here." "Yes, sir," Kelechi replied, quickly standing. "Yesterday's sales report does not balance. There's 20,000 naira missing. Explain yourself." Kelechi's eyes widened. "Sir, that can't be. I counted the money myself before locking up the shop." Chief's expression hardened. "Are you saying I don't know how to check my own records?" "No, sir," Kelechi said quickly, heart pounding. "Maybe one of the boys." "Enough," Chief barked. "Don't accuse others for your mistake. I have been watching you, Kelechi. You've grown proud. You think because I made you manager, you can do as you like." Kelechi felt his chest tighten. "Sir, I would never steal from you. You know me." Chief turned away, shaking his head as though disappointed. "We'll talk about this later. For now, go and attend to customers, but mark my words, any more missing money, and I will take it that you have been stealing." The market boys whispered when they saw Kelechi's troubled face. "We told you," one said quietly. "He's preparing the story he'll use to send you away." Kelechi brushed them off, but his heart was heavy. He knew he had done nothing wrong. Still, he worked harder, checking every naira, locking the shop carefully each night, and writing every detail in the ledger. Yet mysteriously, the next week, more money went missing, this time a larger amount. When Chief Emeka discovered it, his voice thundered through the shop. "Enough is enough! You are a thief, Kelechi!" Kelechi dropped to his knees, tears filling his eyes. "Sir, I swear before God and man, I did not take anything." "Swear all you want," Chief snapped. "This is the same way the others behaved before I caught them. You think I don't know your type? You village boys come here to destroy my business." The other apprentices stood frozen, too afraid to speak. Kelechi looked at them, hoping someone would defend him, but silence filled the air. That evening, Chief Emeka called a meeting. Before all his workers and a few neighboring traders, he announced coldly, "From today, Kelechi is no longer part of my business. I will not have a thief in my shop." Kelechi stood trembling. 10 years of loyalty, all gone in a single moment. He looked into Chief's face, searching for any trace of the man he once called father, but found only hardness. "Sir, after all these years, you'll send me away with nothing?" he asked quietly. Chief turned away. "You're lucky I didn't hand you over to the police." That night, Kelechi packed his few belongings from the boys' quarters, his Bible, 2 shirts, and a worn-out pair of shoes. As he walked into the dark streets, his tears fell freely. He had nothing, no savings, no reward, and no dignity left. But as he reached the edge of the city, he knelt on the ground, lifted his hands and whispered, "God of my fathers, you see my heart. If I have wronged this man, judge me. But if he has cheated me, let justice come from above." The wind blew softly through the night, and somewhere far away, thunder rolled. The ancestors had heard his cry.
Days turned into weeks, and Kelechi wandered the city streets with nothing but his faith. He tried to find work in the market, but everywhere he went, people whispered, "Is that not the boy Chief Emeka caught stealing?" The rumor spread fast, carried by envy and gossip. He slept in a small corner behind an abandoned stall and survived on little food. But every night, before he closed his eyes, he prayed, "God, you know I am innocent. Let the truth speak for me." Meanwhile, Chief Emeka's business continued as usual, at least for a while. Customers still came and money still flowed. But soon, small misfortunes began to creep in. First, a shipment of goods worth millions went missing. Then, one of his most trusted suppliers suddenly refused to work with him, claiming he had a bad spirit following him. Within months, 2 of his shops were mysteriously robbed on the same night. Chief Emeka was furious. "Who is doing this to me?" he shouted. "Who wants to destroy my name?" But the market women whispered, "Maybe it is the tears of those boys he cheated. Maybe the ancestors are angry." Still, he ignored them. He boasted, "No one can bring me down." Yet that very week, his name appeared in a public scandal. His business partner accused him of fraud. His accounts were frozen, and the once feared Chief Emeka began to lose everything. While this was happening, one of his former customers, Mr. Okafor, a respected trader, met Kelechi at the market one morning. He was shocked by what he saw. "Kelechi, my boy, what happened to you? I haven't seen you in Chief's shop." Kelechi explained everything, his voice calm but filled with pain. Mr. Okafor listened silently, nodding. When Kelechi finished, the man said, "I always knew you were different. Come, I have work for you." Mr. Okafor gave him a small space to help manage his fabrics business. Within months, Kelechi's honesty brought new life to the shop. Customers grew to trust him and the business flourished. Mr. Okafor, impressed by his diligence, made him a partner. Word spread that Kelechi, the boy once called a thief, now owned a thriving shop of his own. Then one fateful day, Chief Emeka walked into the market, looking weary and broken. His clothes were no longer fine. His car had been sold. People who once bowed before him now whispered and pointed. When he reached Kelechi's shop, his voice trembled. "Kelechi, my son." Kelechi looked up, surprised. "Chief." The old man's eyes filled with tears. "I wronged you. I let greed blind me. Everything I took from others I have now lost. Forgive me." The market fell silent. Everyone watched as Kelechi stepped from behind the counter, gently placed a hand on Chief's shoulder, and said softly, "I forgave you long ago, sir. The truth is its own judge." Chief Emeka broke down, kneeling on the ground, crying before all. From that day, the market spoke of how justice had finally come, not through revenge, but through truth. Kelechi continued to prosper, building a life of honesty and integrity. And whenever young boys came to serve him, he treated them like brothers, saying, "Quick wealth fades like smoke, but wealth earned through patience, truth, and faith will last forever." Life has a way of revealing the truth, doesn't it? Tell me, my friends, do you believe Chief Emeka's fall was the work of karma, or the cry of the innocent reaching the heavens? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it.